discovered Fairy Tail in 2014 on Netflix. It kept getting recommended to me, and I just kept thinking, what the fuck is with this dude in the pink hair and a blue cat? And I eventually watched the first episode and became obsessed. Particularly with Natsu. Natsu comes off as a typical protagonist. Confident, hot-tempered, kind of sucks at teamwork, believes in protecting the weak, the usual shonen formula. But there's so much more to Natsu than just that. That's just the surface of his personality. Usually when you have a hot-tempered character, they're kind of an asshole, like Bakugo or Edward Elric.
Above you!
I'm still trying to get used to pinpointed attacks.
Sure, but it does look like you're slowly getting the hang of them.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm talking!
Bakugo.
You can't just appear out of nowhere and show me up!
And I see the others are here too.
Don't ignore me! I don't need any of your protection, damn it!
Let's go.
Don't ignore me!
Just make sure you keep it.
You're the Full Metal Alchemist? Sorry, I had no idea you'd be so... Go on, say little.
Natsu has a temper, but his anger is usually for the sake of somebody else. He's deeply affected by the death of absolute strangers, including his enemies. Killing is his last resort. The only killing he's ever done of people is his brother and Acnologia. His brother's death was fully justified, and so was Acnologia's. For the most part, Natsu fights until the other person can't fight back, and then he's just like, okay, I win. His anger for the sake of others is one of my favorite things about him. When he apologized to Yukino for being judgmental of her and she just broke down, I'd never seen a protagonist get so angry over, a side character being this distraught. I mean, he barely knew her in this scene. He challenged an entire guild, including the guildmaster, just to tell them that they shouldn't treat people like they treated Yukino. He did this because he knew there was nobody else who would stand up for her. So his thought process was, well, I guess I'll have to do it. Natsu's sense of morality and justice is the most incredible things about him. His love and pride for his guild is inspirational. I mean, listen to this.
The reason we're here is for our friends! The ones who waited for us for all the years we were gone! Who fought through the pain and the heartache! They were humiliated, but even so, they stayed strong! And they kept our guild together! We're doing this for all of them! And we're gonna make sure that everyone here knows the Fairy Tail Guild never gave up, not for an instant! So there's no way I'm gonna give up now!
Nothing ever sways him. When him and Gray were facing off in the Alvarez arc, I was so afraid that it was gonna turn into a Naruto and Sasuke kind of deal. I really did not want that. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Urza stopped them like she always does since they were kids. They both snap out of it, completely regretting their actions. His rivalry with Gray is by far my favorite rivalry between anime characters. They pretend to hate each other, but they really don't. Natsu stopped him from sacrificing himself and just used the excuse that he wanted to get a few licks in. The second time, he was just completely distraught at the idea of Gray thinking he should sacrifice himself.
Me, our friends, right? So you can't die. Don't even think about it, okay? I can't lose you!
Nothing deters him or makes him question who he is. He's not traumatized by his brother's existence. He never really knew him or his parents, so there was really nothing for him to be upset about. It's like, okay, we're related. You're still my enemy, though. Natsu never turns into a monster. His sense of morality never wavers. Even though Future Rogue killed Future Lucy, Natsu wouldn't let Altair kill Rogue. This man is wiser than most of our world leaders. They could seriously take Natsu's advice. Natsu comes off as your typical shonen hero, but he's not. He's kind, he's sweet, he's brave, he has a hot temper and a low tolerance for assholes. This is why Gray pisses him off all the time. I love Gray, but it's no secret that he's not the nicest guy. 90% of Natsu's anger is for the sake of others. The other 10% is for Gray. Natsu is an awesome character, and he was made even better with the voice talents of Todd Haberkorn. He perfectly captures Natsu's personality. Whenever I'm reading Honeydew Quest, it's his voice that I hear in my head whenever Natsu is talking. Most American fans associate Todd with Natsu. I've watched Fairy Tail both subbed and dubbed, since the subs come out first. Todd does an amazing job by sounding just like the Japanese voice for Natsu. He really loves playing the character, and you can tell in his performance. I know Natsu gets a lot of crap for falling into the power of friendship trope, but Natsu as a character has never been saved or powered up by the power of friendship. The power of friendship trope does exist in Fairy Tail, that's a fact. But every time Natsu was saved by death, it wasn't the power of friendship that brought him back. It was primordial magic. Primordial magic was the first form of magic, and it came from love. I know it sounds like the power of friendship, but it's just a magic that exists within the story. That isn't helping my case, is it? Anyway, back to Natsu. He's unique, and I'm basing my opinion on the fact that I've watched a lot of anime. This, of course, is my personal opinion. Not everybody will agree, and that's fine. Natsu reminds me of my husband, which probably makes me a little bit biased towards Natsu. Natsu and Lucy as a whole remind me of my marriage. It's the kind of relationship my husband and I have. We challenge each other, we piss each other off, we apologize when we fuck up, and we protect each other. My husband has stood up for me before, and in person, it's a little scary. And when the adrenaline fades, then, you realize that your man just protected you. Perhaps Natsu will always be my favorite character. It's been 10 years and nobody's been able to knock him off his top spot. I'm just so happy that we got to get a continuation of the story with 100-Year Quest and eventually a new anime. I'm excited to see my favorite characters having adventures back on the small screen again. 100-Year Quest has been amazing. I feel like Mashima added more to the lore and improved Fairy Tail as a whole with 100-Year Quest. Fairy Tail has its flaws, but I don't care. I love it, and I love the character that Hiro Mashima created. Natsu has all the best tropes of a shonen main protagonist, and I believe that's what makes him unique.